Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to part 7 of Kibworth Antiques Centre. Yeah, part 7, yes. And this, I did tell you there was a lot of film at the beginning. I have to apologise in this one. Something must have happened with the microphone. I've got a new microphone that I have clipped on here and it must have got turned into my clothes. So the sound's a bit off in some places. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, and when you're out there and you're filming and it's just you know, I don't have a crew or anything. So, yeah, I'm sorry. But still nice glass though, still nice glass. So with that said, let's go on and have a look at it. In the back under here we've got a piece of American carnival glass. Not a pattern on there. Oh, I've seen it before. There's not one that I can get the flying camera to focus on. There we go. Check it out. The flower in the middle. Let's see if we can find that, get a date for it, get maker, etc. As it's American carnival glass, starting with David Doty's website, and this is the pattern that we were looking at. It says Cosmos variant Duggan. Bit of a problem though, so when I clicked on it, in here it says Millersburg, because there is a Millers. I think they've cut and pasted and got this all messed up. So anyway, so it is Duggan Cosmos, because I went to the Carnival Glass website and I found the exact bowl. Here it is. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, it does this if you. But anyway, this is the exact bowl that we were looking at. And what are they saying? Duggan Cosmos, Amethyst Cosmos, I think that's what it is. Somewhere in here they usually say the date. Do they say it? Early 1900s. They usually say early 1900s for everything. But anyway, $60 is what they've got on it. The one in the shop was £15, but this is the US. £15 is like a normal price for American carnival glass. It almost doesn't matter what the price in America is. It's generally between £10 and £20, just because it's a nice shiny bit of glass. In America, people are very nerdy about it. This could be $60. It could be $600, depending on the color of the base, how many ruffles it's got, whatever it is that might make it rare. Yeah, some of them are rare and some of them are not, and that doesn't seem to matter in the UK because there's not that much interest. There's nobody running around trying to collect it all and fill in the rare bits. So anyway, £15 in the UK is a right price. $60 is what it is in the US, and this is sold at $60, so it's not like this is the price we would like. This is what it's sold for. Got a really nice Regency rinser here. Yeah, don't see those, man. I mean, I've never seen one with this cut pattern before. That is quite a nice one. They've got Victorian glass on it, but that's not what it is. It's a rinser. One of my earliest videos is about rinsers, so you can look that up. In fact, I'll give you a link to that in the below, but yeah, there's no good online references for them. But anyway, this is rinsers. If you just type in, I put in glass rinser and I just end up with a load of barware for cleaning things. That's not great. But yeah, I did find this. So these are all rinsers, and you can see it has the same format with basically a bowl with two pouring lips. But I did find this little picture here. So this is someone selling one. I think this is actually a bit later. They're saying 1800. This is probably 1820s, 30s. But anyway, this is how you use it. You use it to rinse your glass between drinks, or if you're changing the wine or whatever, you clean your glass in this little bowl. So it's like a finger bowl for your glass, and then you go back to usage. Anyway, that's what it's for. And they're not super common. but they are out there and you will see them out and about.
Try and look in the back of this here. Let's move this out of the way. We've got a comport here, possibly a Roy Richardson's, 1850 to 1875, something like that. The frosted, can you see the pattern? It's got a one-tooth rim. Yeah, that's quite nice. Check it out, pressed ale glass. Victorian, 4-piece, can you see the seams on it? That is quite good, £10. That is actually a very good price. So this could be as early as, you know, 1870s, 1860s, something like that. Might be later, might be 1900, but yeah, it's in that period. So that's quite a nice one.
This is the Sowerby catalogue for 1874, downloaded from the victorianpressglass.com website. And yeah, this is the glass that we were looking at. It's not exactly the same. This one, I think that one had a drawn stem, but it gives you the time period for this type of glass. I know they were still making it 10 years later. And it's really, I think, derived from the dwarf ale glasses. I think it says, yeah, it says ales up here. So yeah, I think these sort of like tall, slimmer ones are derived from the dwarf ale glasses that you get back into the Georgian era. So there you have it.
Got a couple of decanters here. Stoppers are not right though. This is a Thomas Webb fir cone decanter, probably Edwardian, but the stopper obviously is just a put in. Yeah, if that was right, that would be coming home with me because I've got others to go with it. But yeah.
Back using my own website for this reference here. If we go into manufacturers, scroll down to Thomas Webb, here it is. Oh, what am I doing? Yeah, click on the right bit. No, I'm just clicking too fast. That's my problem. That's what happens when you know your own bits too much. Anyway, this is the decanter we were looking at with this has got the right stuff on it. I've got three fairly disparate, I would say, references here. Decanter Ancient to Modern, Journal of Glass Association, British Glass, Charles Hasman. Anyway, pattern is called fir cone, made from 1904 to 1930. Let's have a look at the decanter. So I think this was a smaller one. I have a larger one and a smaller one. I think that was the same size as this one. And it's called fir cone because it has these scales on it. Can you see here? The scaled, molded scaled pattern, and it's also mirrored in the stopper as well, but it's not very distinct here. Yeah, sometimes the fir cone pattern is very indistinct. So sometimes you can really see the scales very clearly. If I go back, see, you can't see them very well on it. That needs cleaning, but anyway, you can't see them very well on that. But if I go where I know, if I go here, let me show you something else. There, you can see the scales on this one very clear. This is a later piece. This is probably from the 1930s, but you can see there are the fir cone scales there.
There's a whole pile of paperweights here, and yeah, I'm not really. Some of them have got Caithness written on them, so they've got the original box somewhere probably. But nothing is jumping out of me. Lots of them are Caithness actually, but they're not. You know, there's none of them that's got a lot of work in them. I'm looking for something that's a bit more exciting. That's quite interesting, but it's a bit like grog glass. That one is quite good. And then there's like a whole bunch of Caithness down the back here. But none of it is. Ooh, look at this. Big chunk of orifice with a label on. Yeah, I recognise that. And what's this? Nice mess. Yeah. That's my favourite because it's got layers in it. Can you see the fish are in front of the background, the blue background. In fact, that fish is on the blue background. This fish is in front of it, and the seagulls in front of that. So there's like, they've put layers and layers into that. That is a good paperweight. It's to me anyway.
So, I don't collect paperweights, so I wasn't going to run out and buy it, but my favourite was that dolphin one. Out of everything in all of that glass, that dolphin paperweight was the one that struck me. It looked simple, but it wasn't quite so simple because there was layers separating, like the background, the dolphins, the seagulls. It was all not, and I think even the dolphins were separated from each other as well. So I don't know how many layers there were in them, but there were a few, and it looked simple but wasn't, and that's what I liked about it. So I thought, I'm gonna have a good look for it. In actual fact, I can't find it, but also at the same time, I've looked at hundreds of dolphin paperweights, and I actually haven't seen any I like as much as that one. Now, this is my own taste. Someone might want that one that's a bit more figurative or whatever, but that's what I liked, and I can't find out who made it. It must be quite a rare thing, or uncommon, I should say, at least, because I can't find anything like it.
Got some of a Polish octopus or jellyfish bowl, depending on it. But right next to it, you got this. I've seen this before. I think it's Davidson's. I'm not 100% certain, but I will try and find it. And then above, this is nice. I think this is Bagley. Not common. I think I know what book it's in, so I will try and find that.
So I'm going to start with the Krosno jellyfish or octopus bowl. Yeah, they've got two nicknames. This one here, has been called octopus. This one's been called jellyfish. I don't know what's right. Lots of people are calling them. I've put in Josephina Krosno, and this is what appears. You get a load of these. Some people have told me that there are other makers of these jellyfish bowls, so I can't 100% guarantee it's Josephina. One of the things, Josephina's still going, and they still make them. See, there's one, but there is no catalogue here. There's just these pictures here. It doesn't really go into any more detail on, none of this is clickable. There's no menu. There's just this one page, and yeah, you can't click into these ranges. Nothing's happening. So this is what you get. I would love to see what a catalogue looks like, but yeah, there just isn't one. The little blue leaf plate, okay, is this one here. This is the Davidson's 1956 catalogue, downloaded from the Victorian Press Glass.com website, and it's a banana split. So didn't know that was a kind of plate, but I do now. I suppose you do see those, or used to see those things in restaurants, but I don't think you had a special plate for it. But back in 1956 they definitely did, and it was still going in 1968. So banana split plates, who knew? As soon as I looked at that video again, I went, that's not Bagley. That's not Bagley. This is what was in my head, but it's nothing like this. As soon as I saw it, I went, no, that's not Bagley. This is what you get for trying to pack too much into one video. Your brain starts to wear out a bit. So this is the Wakefield Museum website, and it's got piles of Bagley in it. So yeah, you can just browse. There's 49 pages of it. Look, there's 1160 items in this Bagley archive. So good place to go looking for stuff. And I knew which one I was thinking of, and I knew what it wasn't. So anyway, let's skip and I'll show you what it really was. This is the Stozzle catalogue, or one of the Stozzle catalogues that came with the Sklo Union book that I've got. And yeah, this is the vase that we were looking at. Unfortunately, this says before 1958, which means I can't give you an exact date, but I can give you a patent number. It's a 19082. So we know it's Bohemian, made by Stozzle, and it's before 1958, and it's patent number 1902. No, 19082. Get that right.
I think it's the same dealer because there's a couple more of these leaf dishes, I would call them. Pressed glass. But then if I pull away and come up here, there's this. So I've seen this before. I think this is an American patent made under license in the UK. Three-handled. It's quite a cool thing. Look at it with the three handles. All very Art Deco with this pattern here. So I will try and find that.
So we now know that those leaf dishes are Davidson's banana dishes. I've been trying to find the bowl though with the little cubist pattern on it, and I knew there was a Bagley one and called Honeycomb, and this is, I'm looking at the Wakefield Museum website here. They have a collection of Bagley. This is the pattern. If I let me click on one, you can see why I might think it's this. It looks like it, but there are no pieces that big or with the fancy handles on. I know that this is a derivative of an American one called Jeanette. So yeah, I went there. Jeanette Cubist, it's called. And they don't have it either with the... so they've got a lot more in their range, just doing a search, but they don't have it. I think that one with the three handles is actually quite a bit nicer than anything else I've seen in either of the ranges that you can actually find. So, but it doesn't help me.
You can hardly see it because it's quite dark in the corner. But these, I know, they're Luminarc. Yeah. Not great, but it's so of its period, you know, the fact that they stack, yeah, that's so, to me that's cool. Just a little design feature. I quite like that.
Just in case you've missed this in my previous videos, Luminarc is a French mass market glass market manufacturer. They're part of Arc Holdings, and yeah, and that's got other big companies with it. So if I go, I did a wiki just to remind myself. So Arc Holdings, blah blah blah. How many people is it? 7,500 people, revenue at 811 million. Well, that's in 2019. But if I scroll down, yeah, it's got Luminarc, Arcopal, Crystal Dark. Yeah, that's a well-known company. Arcaroc, another well-known company. Chef and Sommelier. So yeah, it's really big brand. They chuck out masses of mass-produced glass, but sometimes there's a little bit of style about them. If I go back to here, the funny thing here that I was just having a quick browse through, because you know how I am, through here, and I saw something interesting, and it's this glass here. And they still do stacking glasses today. Slightly different design, but yeah, in fact these look like they'd be even more steady because the bit that stacks into the other glass is longer. So yeah, just fun thing that they actually still, that idea, they're still going with it.
Looks like there's a, I think this is Nachman. They make a lot of these kind of candlesticks with, oh hang on, wait, what was this? Good. It's got a label, I've not seen that before. And it says, oh yeah, Nachman is German. Candles not included, yeah. But a lot of the German ones, they have little tiny candles, you know, they're not like tea lights, they're made for little thin candles. That's just the style for them. But yeah, it's Nachman. It looks like Nachman is Nachman.
As soon as I saw the candlestick, I thought Nachman, because they do that kind of candlestick. This is probably similar. You can see here, and there's another one here. And this one, you can see they have this kind of look about them. Very simple, plain. If I scroll down far enough, I will find the one that we were looking at, and it's quite interesting. There it is. I've clicked through on one of these, and the thing that's sold, because this is on Etsy, but it says Mark Oral is the designer for Nachman for these. So that's a new name to me. But you can see, look at this. That was a 2-prong one that we're looking at. There's a 3-prong version of it. I don't know if it's a 1Z or a 4Z or whatever. But look, there's another one. You can see why I would think, if you look at that 3-1 and look at that 3-1, and then the 2-1 for that would look very similar to that one. You can see they have a look about them. Solid, simplistic look. So anyway, yeah, Nachman. So if you see that kind of style, you're just thinking, yeah. And it is all high quality crystal. It always looks very vibrant, the glass itself.
Yeah, I know it's not glass, but look at this. This is cool. This is called a clock garniture, where you've got a middle clock piece and the 2 bits that go on the end of your, so it goes along your mantelpiece. You've got a bit at each end and the clock in the middle, but so deco with the pheasants diving into the grass. It says, oh, it's an 8-day clock as well, which makes it good, because it means you only have to wind it once a week, and it means it's better quality clock. And you're buying it from, yeah, how much do they want for it? Let's see. Bet it's not cheap. Not cheap. £160. So actually, if you're going to have something that's going to fill your mantelpiece, the centre of your house, that is quite a cool thing. So in the other building, I just thought I'd show you what it's like. So, yes, down there. But I'm going to start in here because, yeah, interesting glass. So I'm going to skip around these shelves a bit because there's Harborough label William Mason individual handmade lead crystal. Look at it here. The pattern looks like something Krosno do. So don't know if that means it's Polish. But there's like another piece here. The same label. Oops, hit the window. Another piece here with the stripes on. Another piece up here. So I'm going to track down and see where that is coming from.
So I had a good look around for this William Mason lead crystal glass, and yeah, it's complete dead end. I found this William Mason collection, which is dinnerware, there's no glass, and it's actually part of Mason Cash, a pottery company. So nope, that's not going to cut it. I had a look in eBay, just a few bits popped up which would have the labels on, I suspect, but yeah, That was no good. I even looked in Alibaba just thinking, is this a Chinese import company? Yeah, nothing like that appeared. So yeah, I think I'm going to have to keep my eyes open, see if anything pops up. I did quite a lot of searching and nothing came.
Also in this section as well, something else with a label. Yeah, big piece of Krupska. They do want £100 for it, but it has the label on it, which you don't often see. And behind it, there's a Murano bowl. There's a Murano. I can't read the label. I can see the shape of it. I've seen it before. I'll be able to pick that out and find it. And also there's a little Murano geode bowl in front of it.
This is the Krupska catalogue downloaded from the Czech Glass Guide. It's from 1999, and the vase we're looking at, the bottom half looks like this vase here, and then if I go here, I think this is it. No, that's right. The top half looks like this one here. My problem with the Krupska catalogues is I have 1972 and 1999. So they were doing similar works in 1972, slightly different flavours. I think it is Krupska. It's somewhere in that period, I think, but I don't have an exact match for it. But what also was interesting about that particular vase was it had a label on it, CJ label. As soon as I saw it the second time, I thought, I know what that is. And if I go to 20th century glass, this label here, so this is this is Sweden, but that one had Czechoslovakia on it. Now CJ were JC, it should be Jones and Co, were a glass importer to the UK, and I've seen their label before on Scandinavian glass. It says here UK British company, blah blah blah. It doesn't really know much about them. If I go back a page, I don't think he mentions anything more about it. Just mentions, yeah, they just imported glass. It doesn't really give you much information about them as a company. But yeah, if you see that CJ label, or JC label I should say, you know it's been imported by a particular company. If I find out more about them, I will say more, but at the moment I just know I've seen these labels before. They don't always look exactly like this, but yeah, they've been around a while. So I couldn't stop myself from carrying on looking, and I did find one little snippet of information about them. Is that, and this is from Grace's Guide, which is about businesses and historical information about businesses, is that Dima Glass acquired Jones and Co in 1964. So they were around before that, and Dima, based out of Chesterfield, I think they closed about 1980-ish, and yeah, they were a big concern, making a lot of automated glass manufacturing in Chesterfield. So yeah, you see your mum's probably got Dima glasses in her shelves in her kitchen, etc., because they were producing so much glass. So I've been trying to find that Murano bowl without any luck. I'm using 20th century glass website. I've also done some general searches as well, and you see it's similar to these ones, but with these pulled vases, it's the details that count. And if you see this one here, this one curls in and this one curls in. With the one we were looking at on that shelf, one of these curled one way and the other curled the other way, and that is a world of difference. And there aren't any that are like, they all curl in or they curl out or whatever, but they all curl in the same way. There's none where they're actually curling in different directions that I can find. So hang on, whoa. Yeah, maybe it's still, this one's still not close to the one we were looking at though. Yeah, I'm not sure is the answer. It might be Murano. I've also gone through all the labels on here, and I couldn't find a label that looked like the label. I couldn't read that label, but I couldn't find one the same colour or shape either. So really stuffed up on that. So there we have the end of part 7. Now I think there's enough for about 1.5, so that makes it 8.5, which is really, the half is at part 9. I think there is. So yeah, there's still a way to go with this, and it's a bit of an epic, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm ferreting around and finding new things, so we're going to keep at it. So with that said, all the references I used will be in the description below. All the contact details for Kibworth Antiques Centre will be in the description below. And please remember to like and subscribe, because it really helps my channel. Thank you very much, and have a good night. Good night.